Hello again, book lovers of the internet. So, over these past couple of years, I've grown into quite a big Eurovision fan, and yesterday I spent a lot of time watching the first semi final with some friends of mine on call. I watched it on YouTube because the Eurovision channel was live streaming the whole thing, and I even took notes for every song, made notes of the ones which are my favorites, the ones which automatically make it to the final, and the ones which ultimately qualify to make it into the grand final as well. So, what I'll be doing in this video is I'll be going through my commentary for every single country, and I'll let you know precisely what I think about every performance. So, um, I'll start off with Iceland. Apparently, the song is called something along the lines of Roa. There is an accent on the O, so I'm not quite sure how it is meant to be said, but overall, I thought it had very good vibes and it was a lovely song to open with. I was very happy to see that it qualified. A lot of energy. Those are the sort of songs which I usually look forward to. Then we have Poland with Gaia. Um, Honestly, if people call her Gaia, usually my opinion would be to call her garbage because this was extremely boring. I couldn't really understand what she was even doing. Now, keep in mind that I am criticizing the songs, not the countries. So I do know that I have many people watching from all around the world, especially from Europe. So please do not take any of this personally in any way. These are my thoughts on the songs alone. Just a bit of a disclaimer there. And I did enjoy that there was a dragon in the background. That is perhaps why I gave it 3 out of 10 stars. Iceland, I gave 7 out of 10 stars, by the way. Slovenia didn't make it through to the grand final, and it's called How Much Time Do We Have Left? Now, if you know me quite well, I am not really a big fan of sentimental songs, but this was a sweet song overall. I gave it 5 out of 10 stars, and I was kind of rooting for it compared to other songs which made it through. I was disappointed that this one didn't, even though it is not my cup of tea. Then number four, we have Estonia with Espresso Macchiato. Of course, all the energy one needs, brilliant dancing, no stresso at all. 8 on 10. So yesterday there were 18 songs in total, and three of them automatically made it into the final: Spain, Italy, and Switzerland. Now, Spain's song was not bad at all either, called Esa Diva. I gave it 5 plus out of 10. The singer doesn't look a day over 30, to be honest, and she's apparently closer to 50 in age, which is absolutely mind blowing. She's very pretty. She has a lovely voice, she has great stage presence. But my problem with Spain is that they usually send the same kinds of songs over and over again, year after year. There is no ingenuity. It is always the same formula, but the songs serve, I suppose. They're not bad at all. And yeah, I gave it a 5 plus out of 10. Then we have Ukraine's song, number six, called Bird of Prey. Now, prey is written as in praying, rather bird of prey as in to be destroyed by a predator. I gave it a 2 out of 10 stars. I was not impressed at all. In fact, I was rather disappointed this year. Usually, I immediately fall in love with the songs Ukraine has to present, but it was quite obvious to me that the money the country has was invested in buying bombs rather than in picking a good song for the Eurovision, and I was very disappointed to see that it made it through to the final. I don't think it deserved to at all. Next, we have Sweden, which is the song which I predict will win with Barabadabastu. 9 on 10 stars. Absolutely amazing song. I'm in love with the language, of course. Swedish is one of my favorite languages of all time. Awesome vibes. It is a very, very simple song about spending some time in a sauna with friends, relaxing overall. Lovely stuff. And I can see why many people think that it is probably going to win. Number 8, we have Portugal with Deslocado. I gave this a 4 out of 10 stars. Now, I found this to be sweet, but he should probably get some sleep. The singer looked absolutely exhausted. There was no energy in there at all, but the voice is overall not bad, I suppose, and it made it through to the final, much like Sweden did. Norway made it through to the final as well. Now, this is the favorite song for many, many people. It's called Lighter, but personally, I did not like the voice. I found it to be very annoying. Um, I did think that the flips and the acrobatics were rather cool, if I'm being honest about everything. But the song itself, I don't see what the appeal is. I was quite disappointed. 4 out of 10 stars, but it did make it through to the final. No, 3 out of 10 rather, and it did make it through to the final. Next, we have Belgium in 10th, in the 10th position, I suppose, yesterday. That is when they played with their song Strobe Lights. I thought the voice was absolutely horrendous. It was awful. I wasn't a fan of it at all. Reminded me of a ketchup bottle. Trying to squeeze out the final few drops of a ketchup bottle onto a plate, and the noise that makes reminded me of the singer's voice. That is how horrible I thought it was. Um, Apart from adding on to the fact that they were all dressed in red, everything was red basically. Felt like I was watching a scene out of Dexter. Um, Next, we have Italy, which was in 11th place. The song is called Volevo essere un duro, and I made a video about this a couple of months ago. I genuinely think that this song isn't Eurovision material. It is so much better than Eurovision quality, and honestly, Lucio Corsi is blessing Eurovision by being there. It is way too good for Eurovision. I gave this an 11 on 10, and if you know me well, you'll know that this is something that I hardly ever do. Give something an 11 on 10. It's absolutely fantastic. Just thinking about the song makes me happy. And Lucio Corsi is definitely one of the best people on the planet. He seems like such an authentic guy, such a brilliant musician, and he is extremely underrated, overhated even, and misunderstood, in my opinion. I do hope he wins. He definitely deserves to. Next, we have Azerbaijan with Run With You. I gave this one a 2 out of 10 stars. I thought this was a pretty pathetic choice made by the um, Azerbaijani people to send to the Eurovision. Didn't enjoy this one at all. Made me cringe even. San Marino in 13th position with a song called Tutta l'Italia. I gave this one 6 out of 10. I'm quite a fan of the song. A lot of energy. I also really loved the background as well. And I'm not quite sure why, but anything that has to do with Italy recently, um, I am instantly a big fan of. In 14th position, we have Albania with Zierm. Apparently, I originally read this as germ, as the sort of thing which makes you sick. I gave this a 2 out of 10. A lot of whining, basically. It just wasn't for me. Didn't enjoy this, but it somehow made it through to the final as well. Um, Netherlands in 15th position with Selavi. This one I gave a 7 out of 10. I was honestly so surprised to see how lovely the singer's voice was and how easily he could switch between French and English, how beautiful the lyrics were, his stage performance, his overall vibe. Honestly, just wow. And I wasn't expecting that at all. I hadn't heard this before the Eurovision yesterday. This was my first experience listening to Selavi, and I was very, very impressed. I do hope that this one does great as well. I'm very happy that it made it through to the final. Next, we have Croatia with Poison Cake. This one did not make it through to the final. I'm quite glad, honestly. It's probably one of the most horrible songs I've ever heard in my life. Um, the setup, I suppose, I did give it points for the setup, which isn't bad at all, but otherwise, in my opinion, Croatia's song this year was pretty garbage, in contrast to what it was last year with the Rim Tim Tagi Tagi Tim 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 guy. He was amazing. He was definitely one of my favorites. Next, we have Switzerland with Voyage. I gave this one a 4 on 10. This one automatically qualifies and made it to the final. They basically sent Greta Thunberg to moan in French this time round. I'm not a fan. But the voice overall isn't horrible. I'm just not a fan of the lack of energy in the song. And finally, we have Cyprus in 18th position with their song called Shh. This one did not make it through to the final either. I found it to be very, very underwhelming. And I think that the singer should probably listen to his own advice and hush. I mean, it would be a good idea. Those were my thoughts about the Eurovision semi-final one. I'll of course be listening to the second one tomorrow and probably will be making a video about it as well, so stay tuned. My top 5, just to clarify, were basically Iceland 7 on 10, Estonia 8 on 10, Sweden 9 on 10, San Marino 6 on 10, and the Netherlands 7 on 10. Those were the ones I was most happy to see. made it through to the final. Italy, I gave an 11 on 10, but they automatically make it to the final because they form part of the Grand Five, I suppose. And Switzerland this year is going to join them as well since they were the winners last year. But that is all I had to say about the first Eurovision semi-final 2025. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Take a look at the rest of my content because why not? It's absolutely amazing. Do let me know all your thoughts about the Eurovision in the comment section, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully very, very soon. Bye, guys.